So we're gonna start off non-spoilers, and then we're gonna go into spoilers. Wolf, who's in the chat, have you seen the movie? I don't remember. Have you seen it now? Let us know, because we will get into spoilers at some point, but we'll give you a warning for sure. But this is gonna be non-spoiler stuff right now. So overall, I guess let's go to Francis first.
Okay.
What are your overall thoughts about the movie? Like, what's your non-spoiler review?
Non-spoiler. I liked it. I had no problems with it. It corrected some things, of course, from Last Jedi, which I will get into later. I thought it was a great ending to the saga. Like I said, I was happy things got answered. I was happy I got to see some things. I love the fan service to it because J.J. Abrams. It was hard for J.J. Abrams because he had to pick up what a lot of people thought were mistakes from Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And then also try to keep fans happy as best he could. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially with Star Wars. Because no matter what, there's going to be people out there who
there's some insane fanboys and fangirls, just fans in general, that just think that they know more than the people that actually made it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've seen people like that.
Yeah.
I've seen people like that when I do stuff like Comic-Con and things. And like, I remember I did that for... Sorry, off topic.
No, that's fine. That's what we do.
Yeah, no. I was doing press stuff for Adventure Time, and the guy's trying to tell people like when it takes place and da. And I'm like, you're talking to John DiMaggio and I forgot Finn's name, but him like, motherfucker, he's right there.
Yeah,
they work on the show, you dummy.
Yeah.
Well, not like Penn Ward's not gonna tell him anything.
That type of fan's annoying, but they exist.
Like, how the fuck did you get in here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna choke you with your lanyard. Anyway. Went that Friday morning. Okay.
So yeah, you said you enjoyed it.
Where are we going? Oh yes. So yeah, I think I like a lot of the fans. It's almost like what kind of Endgame was. Like yes, Infinity War was the better movie, but Endgame was your fan service gift of like you've endured everything. Here's what you wanted to see.
Everything comes to this.
Yeah.
Like, it all climaxes here.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War is what came just before Endgame, right? Yeah. I always mix it up. Huh? Infinity War is what came before Endgame, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like Return of the Jedi, too. It's like, this is all comes to this. This is the fun.
Right.
Let's have some fun, kind of thing.
Final countdown.
Yep.
To play off something that you just said, like without me going into my thing.
Adventure Time?
No, not Adventure Time. When you're talking about J.J. Abrams having to correct stuff, like I think I said this a few times, even before the movie, but then also after the movie, like without me getting into my thoughts on it, I wish they stuck with one director. I wish they just let Abrams do the whole thing.
Yeah, I think
because I feel like there would have been more continuity. I feel like it just would have been a better thing. Now I'm just guessing with that. I think you could also point to the top and be like, it's too bad that it seems like they didn't really have a vision for these three movies, kind of. Like, they should have mapped something out.
Well, that's what Lucas did for them, but they threw out.
Yeah, I want to follow the Midichlorians.
Right. Why was he involved at all, though?
No, Lucas wasn't involved.
He wasn't involved. He had an outline or a treatment for it that they said they were going to use, and they just ignored it.
But he just offered that up just cause.
It might be
no, because I haven't got to that part yet. I'm actually reading Bob Iger's book right now.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And
sorry, boss.
And there's a thing on there about how just because I saw it off someone else talking about it on YouTube, their review of the book, and they were saying like he gave them a treatment because he thought that they were going to follow his treatment and do what he wanted, what he originally pushed for.
What's the time frame of all this?
This is like right when he signed over.
So he had ideas in his mind of what another
trilogy
would be.
He felt that it was going to be in good hands with.
Didn't he always want to be 9? He originally wanted to be 9 chapters.
Yeah. Like it goes way back, and everyone's seen that clip of Mark Hamill talking about how they wanted to come back in 2011. At that time, that's what he said, 2011, and to come back and pass the sword down to the next person.
Which they did at least. At least they did that, passing the torch.
Which they did, and but yeah, like he had a whole treatment for the movies for them to follow. Not a script, just a treatment with like what the next 3 movies were going to be about, and the treatment basically has all the key points for the movie, which they pretty much just tossed aside and decided to go their own way.
So he potentially would have made these movies, maybe. if the Disney deal didn't happen, or is that speculation?
I think
that's pretty much speculated because like I know he wanted to spend the time with his family. I think he was kind of like
he's pretty much done after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, he was kind of like wanted to retire.
So my lack of Star Wars knowledge is going to come out now.
You got a pretty good pension, I'll tell you that much.
My lack of Star Wars knowledge is going to come out now. The very first movie that came out is technically Episode 4, right?
Yes.
When that first movie came out, was Episode 4 attached to it at all?
Actually, it was not.
Okay.
The original, when you were the scrolling,
right,
didn't say Episode 4. That came on the re-release.
Yeah.
Okay, so when those first 3 movies came out, was it the plan all along to have prequels? And when they decided that, did they decide then, oh, okay, so this will technically be Episode 4?
From what I remember,
a good way to put it is like the Duffer Brothers. Like they had that one season planned out. If they didn't get anything else, that was just going to be it.
Yeah,
that's kind of how like Lucas came.
But they had it knocked out. Yeah.
He wanted to make the Star Wars movie, and he just kept getting rejected everywhere. And I even read somewhere like he didn't even go to the first premiere because
he thought it was
he went on vacation with Spielberg, I think at the time, talking about how they were going to make Indy.
Yeah,
how they came up with the idea for Indiana Jones.
And then he was like sitting across the street from the Chinese, like, "What's the line for?" And someone said, "It's this movie called Star Wars."
Oh,
like,
that's
what?
really funny.
Yeah.
Which I think that place became a Hooters or something over there. That restaurant.
Probably now.
There was a Hooters there across the way, which would be funny seeing George Lucas at a Hooters.
That would be pretty funny.
I'll buy Hooters now. But I was gonna say, he actually originally thought Star Wars was gonna bomb, and they actually made a first expanded universe, what's considered the first expanded universe novel, called Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and that was kind of a small little thing. It was intentionally made to be if there was gonna be a sequel, like a low budget sequel, like it takes place on one planet. It's all foggy, so there's no sets to deal with, but it actually has Luke has him fighting Darth Vader with the lightsaber, but also Leia using the lightsaber in that movie. In that book.
I thought I didn't know.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah, but that was considered the first expanded universe. Was that?
Yeah.
That book came out.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I'm interested.
This is what happens when you used to work in a library and just had some Wikipedia look
right.
when it was just new.
But
it does exist. It wasn't fake. So
okay. So anyways, like to kind of like what I already said, to play off what you were saying, I think it would have been better if they had one director. And then so it sounds like there was originally, at least George, there was somewhat of a plan for the trilogy, but then afterwards it seems like they really fucked up and been like, okay, because originally it was always going to be Abrams, then it was going to be Johnson. Not originally, but I mean the plan before things changed. It was Abrams, Johnson, and then the third one was going to be somebody else. Yeah. Right.
Wasn't Trank supposed to be something, or was that?
No.
Originally, was supposed to be something.
I think he was supposed to do Rogue One.
Who was supposed to do Rise of Skywalker? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Like, I know there was.
I don't remember. I think
just
was
after.
Was it Chris Terrio? Was he going to be?
I just remember just after like all the stuff happened with Last Jedi, all of a sudden J.J. Abrams was announced as the director of Episode 9.
Well, it was going to be someone else.
It was going to be someone else. They should have stuck with it.
Yeah, the only thing was the original trilogy had 3 different directors. You had,
but it sounds like then at least they had more of a solid plan.
George Lucas and his were more hands on with it.
He was hands on with it, but I think they said something like he had to sacrifice the directing chair because he didn't want the credits to be in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
he gave up being on the Directors Guild. Yeah. So that's what.
Okay.
So yeah, he had a little more say in those.
Yeah.
And then of course had pretty much all creative control when he did the prequels.
The prequels,
which you can kind of see.
So overall, you enjoyed it. You're happy with how it ended. You're happy. Okay.
I liked it. I brought my sister with me, who's been a fan since pretty much day one. She loved it. Loved some of the new characters. Babu Freak, of course, has just been like blowing up the charts with Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I saw my new ringtone.
Is it pronounced Freak or Frick?
Oh, Frick. Sorry,
okay.
Babu Frick.
Yeah.
Babu Frick.
Got it.
You have to be frickin' kidding me.
All right, Rick.
Oh, okay.
I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much overall, like, loved the movie. I thought it was great. It started off quick. Like, pacing was really fast. Like, you were in the movie from the start. Like, and I know a lot of people are talking about that part of the movie, but like, you just watch the movie and like, you're already in this battle.
Yeah.
And it's like, like what's going on, and like all these, like what's going on. It's a Star Wars movie, but I actually like that it just fucking started and just fucking went, and like the movie just flowed and it just moved, and I really love that about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess doing some research, the first planet he's on, that's Mustafar.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, basically like something happened, all stuff happened where it's all a lot of side stuff that happens, but basically like a lot of life came back from doing something that Vader tried, and now all the vegetation's coming back, and the lava's receding and stuff. So basically he's basically in the ruins of what was Vader's castle.
Yeah.
From Rogue One.
Yeah, I heard there's also like a comic or a book that's supposed to take place before this movie too.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a comic, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a comic.
It's already out?
Yeah, it came out. I think it came out a week or two before the movie.
Oh, okay.
It was like pre-reading, if you really wanted to call it that. But like you don't have to read it.
It's like summer reading for school.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the movie's great. Definitely better than The Last Jedi, in my opinion. And it's
a lot of people's opinion.
Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great conclusion.
You're right, though. There have been a lot of people that have kind of complained about the nonstop action sort of at the beginning. I know a lot of people's complaints
People
were
saying that it was rushed.
Well, that, but I remember and again, I'm not sharp on a lot of this stuff, but I mean through things that I've read and some reviews that I've watched and feedback that I've seen, there's a lot of people that were kind of annoyed with how it just sort of felt like the movie started and really didn't pick up from anywhere that left off on The Last Jedi. Right? And like those have been some people's complaints.
I don't know, can they read the scrolling words?
Well, right. What he's doing? Right. So there's that, but I mean, like, I just think I know that the people that are very firm in the Last Jedi camp and that like they like that movie and enjoyed that movie, they obviously were offended or upset that they kind of walked back a lot of those things with this movie.
I think that's what the comic is supposed to take care of too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but I'm just repeating what I've read people say.
I get it. I'd say that's a fair complaint, but at the same time, like
it says what's going on in the.
I mean,
words.
You have that in the beginning, so.
I mean, because and then like so some other stuff that I felt like I've heard some people say is like they sort of felt like, I mean, that there was really no cliffhanger to The Last Jedi. And so,
yes and no,
because the movie kind of ends right with that little kid kind of looking up and like what.
Well, it's supposed to that's their way of ending on hope.
Ending on hope, and kind of like that anybody could be a Jedi or something, right?
Or that the Force is still out there, I guess.
Right.
But also it does end on the cliffhanger because you're wondering what's going on because they said at the Battle of Crate like no one came, and like
that's true.
And the resistance is down to like 20 people.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I just was commenting on that stuff. Do you have more stuff to say?
No. I mean, overall, like I said, it's great.
So mine will probably be short, but yeah, like I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. I thought I don't have a ton to say again. I don't know Star Wars as well as they do, but I mean, I thought, like, I liked the pace of the movie. I liked that, it never really felt like the movie to me also never really felt long. Like I know it's over 2 hours. It never really felt that way to me. Yes, I did. I will full disclosure. I did fall asleep at one point.
That's because you drank late.
I was drinking and then I was still really jet lagged and I only fell asleep for like 20 minutes, if that. And I know that because I looked to see what time it was. But I saw all the meat and potatoes of the movie. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun experience. That's all I have to say about it. That we've already covered. So
I saw it twice.
Oh yeah, Rick has seen it twice. You've now seen it twice.
I've seen it twice.
I've only seen it
time.
once. I'm sure I'll see it again at some point. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but I'll see it again at some point.
I watch it many times on Disney Plus.
So I think with that said, is there anything else like non-spoilery you guys want to talk about, or should we just jump into it? I mean, we've had time to sit on this. We've had time for it to marinate. Like people that want to know. Shut up.
The other thing too is just at the same time there's all this myth and lore and. I mean, also, it's a fantasy. It's like, it's not, some people take it way too extreme.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Or, hard part is the original trilogy just set the bar so high.
Yeah.
And it's hard to follow that, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Like, right now, all the Avengers movies after this is going to have to follow Endgame and Infinity War, and that's going to be hard to do. I mean, to pick up
true.
after that.
It's like a whole new saga for. Well, I'm talking Marvel. It's like a whole new saga.
Yeah,
for them.
we're starting off with something. I mean, they're starting with Black Widow. But that's like kind of a prequelish weird thing. But yeah, it's a whole. It's like this. I mean, maybe we'll have some other spin-offs, but it's not going to be Skywalker.
Yeah. Gonna be some other new people that we might get introduced to, or
Are they still gonna carry through with Ryan Johnson's little thing they want him to do, or
no? I think he's out.
Okay.
Is he? Is that? Are you sure?
So.
Knives Out?
I don't know. Well, I'll try to look that up while you guys were talking. But
Right.
I also looked up. By the way, this is old. This is something else I was gonna say. So blue carpet versus red carpet. Blue carpet is usually. It says it's a photo gallery of pictures taken at elite and exclusive style events, where red carpet is traditionally used to mark like the route that people should take.
Oh, okay. Because they just kept all blue.
Yeah.
But okay.
I don't know. That's just the quick thing on fucking Google.
actually
Someone
think-
will comment and be like, "That guy in the middle should
Actually,
shut up."
I think the blue carpet looks cooler.
I think it looks better.
It's more pleasing to the eyes.
Yeah.
Because red, of course, doing filming, red is like the worst color to film.
Yeah.
So probably that's why too. But it makes it look a lot like it makes it look bigger. And red looks maybe a little too 80s, 70s, 80s ish, maybe.
Yeah, I like the blue look.
Okay.
So,
But not
spoiler.
but not the waffles.
Our favorite part.
That's our
Okay,
segment for colors.
All right, so
We're gonna start spoiling
we're
this
gonna
movie
start
now.
spoilers now. And by spoiler, we're
spoiler.
gonna tell you now. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Can I open up
you
the
can cut
proceedings
here. Sure.
with a question?
Yeah?
Sure.
When you guys are ready. So
Spoilers, remember. One more time, spoilers.
Okay.
Spoilers.
I feel like one of the biggest complaints that I've seen, because I was
gonna say, let's talk about favorite parts before we get into complaints.
well, it's not. I just want to hear your
I'm just
response
a
to
guest.
this, because I feel like this opens it up a little bit.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Go for it.
This isn't the complaints section. This is just me to get the conversation going.
Okay.
So
it
like
right.
I've read a lot of stuff. I've watched a few things on YouTube and stuff. People's thoughts on this, but the people that seem to be kind of not down with this movie, one of their largest complaints, and I'm probably gonna fuck this
Their
up.
waistlines?
What's his name? Palpatine? Ovaltine?
Palpatine.
Palpatine. I know it's not Ovaltine. I'm just being a dick.
Shave Palpatine.
A lot of people took issue with the fact that he was back.
Why?
A lot because they didn't think it made any sense.
Oh, did
'Cause
they
he was
again?
gone.
Okay, here, sorry, again.
So that's
Just
what
gonna
this is
just
for.
make me sound like a total asshole, dick, whatever. But the parts where they're like, talking about Sith with dark science and cloning. And if you know, like, even if you play Battlefront, there's a whole thing, Battlefront 2, there's a whole thing about how he would take his messages into these little, like, vessels with his image. But also, I forgot which one I read, but, like, seeing some Dark Horse comics where they were, like, talking about how his soul could transfer over to other beings or things like that. But again, Dark Cloning, this guy thinks, like, probably was thinking, like, 20 steps ahead of us. He's probably one of the smartest, most important Siths out there. To think like so I will not die. Spread to not spread a seed, but here's for cloning or for
Yeah, I mean,
there's a whole war based on clones.
Okay, so Palpatine being back isn't some horribly offensive thing to you guys where you think this
No,
makes sense?
because-
No, Jar Jar Binks being back would be.
that would be crazy.
Do you think if they didn't kill Snoke that he would even be back? Do you think Snoke was supposed to be the new bad, but Rian Johnson fucked that up?
I think so.
Okay,
a little
you
bit.
do think so,
I kind of
okay.
think like he was supposed to be like
The new Palpatine.
the new Palpatine, but like even if let's say Palpatine was alive, like maybe he was like his understudy.
Snoke?
His Snoke
apprentice.
was his apprentice. There you go.
Apprentice.
Yeah, because remember, there's always two.
There's always two. Yeah.
But also, I love the design of him in this one. It makes it where looks like he is like something to be feared. He looks like
Looks menacing.
Yeah, the scenes of him are like from a horror movie. Like I remember
With Phantom Menace.
like a Phantom. No, but I also remember I brought up like kind of reminds me of Brainiac, like the way they have
Yes,
everything
yeah,
hooked
yeah,
up
yeah.
and moving around. Like I thought it was really cool. So it basically showed like his cloning wasn't complete. Like his hands were like falling apart, and
Yeah.
so he needed.
And it makes sense too because there was parts inside that water chamber of Snoke.
Yeah,
where it
he
was,
said
like,
I made
floating.
Snoke. Yeah, so and he could using the Force, he could probably find a way to have him take some of his power, like how Galactus would give part of his power to Silver Surfer.
Right. And it makes sense too. Like, I mean, it depends how geeky you want to get into it too, because like it makes sense if you go back and watch. Like these people watch the old the 2000 trilogy, I guess.
The prequels.
99. There you go. Why can't I say prequels? If people go watch the prequels, like
episodes 1 through 3.
Yes. If they watch that part with Anakin and the opera scene, like he says everything there, which is funny because everyone made fun of like it's almost like a troll, you know, where Palpatine is talking to Anakin. I know you haven't seen the prequels yet, talking about how his apprentice learned everything from the greatest Sith master about how to create life and all that. And that
the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
There you go.
It became a meme for a while.
So like all the chess pieces were there. And then I did some deep diving into YouTube as well with all the nerds talking about like how far this goes.
Yeah.
And like they even made it even made sense why C-3PO couldn't say the Sith language, because Palpatine, being the Sith master, you know, could have enforced those rules during the prequels, you know? So it kind of makes sense. Like all the puzzle pieces are there if you really pay attention.
There's a whole thing too about we're on spoilers, right?
Yes.
Rey's saber being yellow and how it is
at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was also a whole thing I forgot. I'm sorry, I don't remember the person's account, their name on YouTube, but talking about why Palpatine feared those who wielded yellow sabers. So it's almost like with Rey being a Palpatine, like it's almost a way for her to rebel against.
Show how much she's against.
Yeah, how much she rebels against her blood.
Yeah.
But
and it makes sense. Because the yellow lightsaber is supposed to be the like
rogue.
They're the rebel or the Jedi Imperial Guards, basically.
Yeah, they're kind of like the
protectors.
Yeah, they're like rebels, but they're also the ones that were hard to find during the Purge because they can blend in with regular people and things like that.
They're like the ninjas.
Yeah, they play by their own rules, kind of basically.
Or the Assassin's Creed, because I heard later in that game they hide and stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah. So favorite parts, right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that just straight up, just out of curiosity.
No,
so yeah,
it's good.
Favorite parts, right?
Yeah.
So favorite parts, Francis, go.
Sorry. Favorite parts. Well, of course, the final battle, of course, because it was just so big and epic. Babu Freak, of course.
Yeah.
Because it actually reminds me of my sister's dog. It looks like him. There's a few. I thought it was funny coming up on EDC in the middle of the movie.
I mean, if it's easier, if you don't want to single out,
I saw that Burning Man.
Yeah, you thought Burning Man. And also Oscar Isaac trying out for Nathan Drake.
Just gonna have that look.
That look, just
he's
right there. At least, I mean, kind of right there. You got the statue,
Drake.
but just like Nathan Drake in the desert.
I don't know that I would be that upset with that casting choice.
No, some of my favorite parts, a lot of the Palpatine stuff.
Or just talk about what you liked. If you don't want to single out parts, just talk about
hard part is I liked all of it. That's the hard part.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, I'll start from the beginning, so each minute. No, just also Ben's redemption. Might have been title. Well, this falls into Vincent, right? But now that I saw it the second time of the way he died, it was kind of just being like, it's kind of. I don't know how else they could have played it.
Disappeared,
but, yeah. Disappearing power is fine. Becoming one with the Force and the Skywalkers. He still has to learn probably in the afterlife, like they all did, how to use your Force Ghost.
Yeah, because that's like a whole nother training.
Yeah.
Too.
But also, the one of the big corrections is when Luke catches the saber. It says a Jedi weapon deserves more respect.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, because that whole thing, like,
says the guy who threw it over his shoulder.
Yeah, because yes, exactly. Because that was one thing too. I'm like thinking about it, like with Last Jedi was, we didn't want grumpy old Luke. Like your dad killed basically killed a bunch of kids in a room and destroyed the Jedi Order, but he saw good in him. I had a nightmare, so I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now that part you just referenced, isn't that the part?
What do you mean?
Kevin Smith?
Oh, no. Oh, yes, Kevin Smith. So, no, it was actually after the lightsaber battle with Rey and Ben.
At the premiere.
It was at the premiere.
Kevin Smith was sitting right in front of...
Yeah, like 2 rows.
2 rows.
Yeah, so when at first we just hear Ben from Leia, we thought, oh, Leia, somehow maybe she's going to manifest. All of a sudden you hear, hey, kid, and turns around and it's... That's when you hear Kevin Smith go, yo, yeah, JJ! From Kevin Smith. I was like,
Kevin.
I would Kevin Smith to be able to get away with that.
Right.
That's funny, too, is everyone's like, again, we have to dress business casual. Kev's still wearing his baseball cap backwards. His white baseball cap.
Of course.
But everybody at that part was like a freaking collective gasp at the theater when Han Solo appeared from which I believe was basically. I mean, I think in real life it was supposed to be Leia, but Carrie passed away. Space Mom. But she used in the movie. I think she used her last of her life force or energy to manifest that because father-son bond.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because that was another thing I've heard a lot of people say, like, well, how is that a memory? Because it's not a memory. It was happening right then. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's been something else I've heard people like nitpick.
But also, his inner conflict coming in, manifesting itself too.
Well, they did repeat lines from the last time they were, and from the Force Awakens.
Yeah, so
that's why we knew it was a memory.
Yeah, so we got like the alternate of what could have been at Force Awakens.
Basically, what could have been.
If that one was always like he's admitted he's being pulled both ways between dark and the light.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely supposed to be Carrie Fisher. I remember, like, because she was supposed to be like from what I've read, like Han Solo's movie was Force Awakens, Luke's was Jedi or The Last Jedi, and this was supposed to be Carrie Fisher's send off. And
I don't want to have a grumpy. I wish it wouldn't end on a grumpy Luke. I'm sorry, which I'm glad he got to be, the Luke he wanted.
But that whole part with Han and the memory thing, like I thought that was fucking perfect, beautifully done. Mm-hmm. People were saying it was going to be a Han Solo Force Ghost, which we know he doesn't have.
Yeah, he's not Force sensitive.
Yeah, at all. So like the whole memory thing, I thought was like a good way to
and we find out
cover that base. I don't know.
I really think that it was basically trying to like quietly say that it was Leia doing that.
Yeah.
Because everything Carrie Fisher in this movie was actually her, right? They just filmed it in advance.
Yeah, I think everything.
Most of it was her. I think she only finished like half of the film before.
So a lot of it, then a lot of it was also by double, but also like that's why they have her covered when she passes away. Yeah.
Doubles, and I think they did use existing footage for rotoscoping her face.
I know for the young one they did, of course.
Well, yeah. Oh my god, I love that part so much.
Seeing Leia having a saber.
Yes, Luke training Leia, like that's something I've always wanted to see.
So that's never been seen before.
No.
It's
been in the expanded universe books.
Okay. But not in movies.
But not in a movie.
And to see her having a lightsaber was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they've only ever referenced her as being like a Jedi.
They know.
She was trained, but she realized like that wasn't for her.
Gotcha.
Like she's more of a general, more of a leader,
more of a princess,
like a Ahsoka Tano.
It's more of a princess.
Ahsoka Tano said, "You know, lightsaber, yes."
Yeah.
But yeah, Rey building it out of her staff too.
Her staff,
because it's like her own individual like lightsaber. Like again, that's a sign again of being a Jedi is creating your own saber, is to build your own lightsaber. That's like one of the last tests. So Kylo kind of failed that one. That thing is as stable as you know what.
Yeah. There was so many good parts. Like one of my favorite parts was on what was that planet called with Babu Frank?
Oh, I forgot the
something with the J, right? I think I don't remember that whole planet where we find out more about
Carrie Russell.
With Carrie Russell, and we find out more about
Poe
and being a spice runner.
Yeah,
spice runner.
Yeah, the other thing was
I liked Carrie
Russell.
Carrie Russell's character a lot.
I wanted to see her
I want to see more of her.
Yeah, I want to see her actually in action. Yeah. But also, people at work hated me because I was like, hey. So if Poe was a spice runner and he had females in his crew, are they Spice Girls?
Yeah, and that'll end this show. No.
Yeah. Like the whole exchange.
We'll get to it.
The whole exchange between her character and Poe, I thought was really good. Like just the way they showed history and told history between them two, like without saying, like,
or at the end too, where they're like,
yeah, just like the nod at the end, like that was fucking great. Like, I want to see more of that, more of her.
I will say this just because it's kind of what we were just talking about, but Wolf just said, I need a prequel story, either Disney Plus series or a movie of Spice Runner, Poe, and Zori.
Yeah, and Babu just in there.
Yeah.
But what was the other one? Oh, gosh. Oh, Chewie. When everyone thought Chewie died.
Oh, my God.
That was another gasp at the premiere, too. It was like,
and that was something I remember you sort of complained about, that you felt like no one really gasped during our screening, during certain parts.
I don't know why, but...
You sat next to me, I'd have been like...
I don't know why, though, but
like,
where we go, like, they're all quiet. Like...
I think the other time we've been there, it's been better. Like, I feel like people were more... It felt like this time people weren't as into it.
I think maybe Last Jedi did kind of drain a lot of people.
I think
so much backlash, all the energy,
and all the side stuff.
Yeah,
I think is really like, you know, you had Solo, you had Rogue One, you had all this stuff
that
came out.
Though.
They loved it, but at the same time, it's like
too much Star Wars.
It was just a lot. It's the same thing that, you know, Mike and I have talked about on the show a bunch. Just like the Marvel stuff is cool, but like they oversaturate it. There's always so much shit, and so maybe that happened really fast with Star Wars, because when Force Awakens came out, I remember how like that was such a special fucking thing. You know, because you're seeing all these characters that you haven't seen in so fucking long, and you're gonna see them again. And of course, like in almost like any form of entertainment, they overdo it and they put out thing after thing after thing that kind of waters it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if stuff is good, but I think that probably is why. By the time we got to this movie, I bet a lot of people outside of the diehards were just kind of not as amped. You know,
the second time I saw it, the audience was a little bit more
into it,
receptive. Yeah.
How full?
It was full. It was packed.
Because you saw like a 9 a.m. showing, didn't you?
Yeah, I was surprised.
Wow.
I was surprised how packed it was.
On a Sunday?
Which, by the way, was on IMAX on non-3D on a laser display.
Oh, on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
is when you saw it.
And I thought the projection was really, really good.
So and then ours is sold out too, right? The one for...
I'm sure it was.
It looked full.
But yeah, everyone gasped at Chewie in the theater.
I even
saw my dad go like what?
Everyone loves Chewie. It's like, come on. And plus Rey, like when she had the force lightning, like I almost yelled, "What the fuck?" And I thought I was gonna get kicked out if I did. But I even had to throw it. Just like, the fuck, only freaking Siths have that. So then it came out that she was a Palpatine.
Is it only the Siths that have that?
Yeah, only Siths have force lightning.
Because I mean, we see Yoda.
Well, Yoda absorbed it.
Is that what he did?
He absorbed it and like kind of put it back to him. Yeah, they have the push, pretty much only.
Oh.
They get the push and whatever else like they decide to throw in there in the novels. But yeah, I believe Force Lightning is only done by Sith.
Interesting. Okay.
And Vader couldn't do it though because he was all mechanical.
Right.
But yeah, like Palpatine was able to do it. Or maybe it's the more powerfuls do it.
Probably. Which, by the way, go saying about the more powerful, like a lot of people were saying about Rey, everyone calling her Mary Sue because she knows how to do everything.
And we know
which kind of now makes sense why she knows how to do everything, because she's a fucking Palpatine.
Yeah.
Which totally makes sense.
Yeah, it's like in her blood.
So, just like with Anakin, the way he was able to adapt to things really quick and why he was such a good pilot, why he knows how to fix pretty much everything, that also makes sense. Well, I mean, we already knew that going in, but with Rey, we know why now because she's a Palpatine.
Yeah, and it's almost like she's like cloned for it or bred for it, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. So, how about your favorite parts? Or have we said every part?
I mean, you guys have kind of said a lot.
Well, yeah, Broken Wolf, Babu Frick.
Yes,
I'm trying.
Count Dooku was the only Sith movie that did it. Oh yeah, did it other than Palpatine.
Okay.
Christopher Lee.
I'm trying to think of anything that like stood out for me. I mean, I don't know. You guys kind of touched it. Like for me, it's like I'm still.
You touched it.
Yeah, you touched on it enough, Francis. But yeah, like I don't know. I think I like the final battle a lot. I like the confrontation with Palpatine.
Lando bringing everyone in.
Yeah, give Leia my love.
I mean, like I don't have any.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
God damn. I don't have.
That's all I can think of when they said.
I don't have any sort of attachment to Lando, so I don't know. Like,
that was the thing. Like, that's all I could think. It was Rick and Morty. That episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
When it's like go around to the systems and recruit people. Yeah. And they see, of course, you see Lando. You're like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
So yeah, I think you guys kind of touched on most of it. Most of the stuff that you guys liked is pretty much kind of what I like too. I mean that part where he catches the saber or whatever, like it's a pretty epic part. Obviously, when Han Solo makes his appearance and stuff, like that's really cool. Yeah.
Everyone talking to Rey.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
When she falls. Yes,
there's a whole if you go online, people have like the whole list of who's spoken to her, and it's like a who's who of Jedi.
Well, you sent. I
did send you something. There was a video where they actually had
that puts their faces.
Yeah, I have that. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
So you have Obi-Wan.
You have Anakin.
You also even have Alec Guinness is just saying Rey.
Yeah.
Like they did in the first one.
You had Ahsoka Tano.
Yes. And then Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character in Rebels.
Yeah, and there's a couple
which I just started watching, by the way.
Yeah, you have a couple others in Rebels that do it, too. And then, of course, Luke.
Oh, yeah, Luke. Leia. Leia, Mace Windu.
Oh, I saw that. Actually, saw that today. Someone's had like a whole thing where it's like had all the lines, and the last one said "kill that motherfucker."
Yeah, I sent that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So many people send me things. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, that was funny. I thought that moment was really epic. Just everything coming together, to that one moment. Grabbing both lightsabers against Palpatine.
Yeah,
that was pretty damn epic.
And then her having her own at the end and burying the past at Luke's old home, and then the lady she's Rey who, and then Rey Skywalker. It's like ooh.
So before we move on to things we were meh or okay, not okay with, do you have any questions?
Not yet. No. I'll let you know when I do. I feel like I've got a good segue into this. Well, not a segue, but something I want to ask before we get into things that didn't sit right with you.
All right.
Did you guys feel anything? Did you guys like anything more or anything less after seeing it 2 times? After your second viewing, did anything change?
I just think I noticed more. I saw the second transport. I don't know if you did the second time. Remember, it's like, he was on a different transport.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the second transport.
Okay,
it's like really quick. It was really quick. And it's like way at the corner of the screen, too.
Yeah,
but the second transport is there.
Okay. It is there. Yeah, I know there was there when you saw Finn see what happened, and then you kind of just flash back. You're just too busy thinking about other stuff.
Yeah.
But that's something, too. Also, like the Rey backflip and the taking down the TIE fighter.
I kind of what the fuck was the point of that?
Thought you'd take him out.
I know, but shouldn't you be facing them instead of running?
Well, she has to get a little momentum.
Didn't you actually have this exact opposite argument though when we watched it? Because I was in the trailer and I think Mike made a comment about the flip being stupid, but you were like, you think it just looks cool.
It looked cool, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, why?
I don't know. It just doesn't. But it looks cool.
All right. Okay, so nothing changed for better or worse after the second viewing?
I just noticed more.
Just noticed more stuff.
The second time.
I think the only thing is maybe Wolf and I have a little bit about the same area of the time where his little thing did.
Okay, yeah, well, I was going to get... Okay,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, well, should I say it now? Should I let him go to it first and open up what you guys did or didn't like?
Sure.
Just because I had to scroll up for this. So Broken Wolf, who's in the chat for people that are listening and not watching and aren't with us right now at 12 midnight on Saturday. His personal opinion, now on Sunday, you're right. He loved this movie except for one thing, and the part that he didn't like was he hated that what's her name? Rey kissed Kylo at the end. He said, I was like, really? You had to do it. So that's his thing that didn't sit right with him. What is your guys' take and feeling on that?
Yes, I didn't like that either. I thought it was like a cheesy movie moment.
But technically,
that did not belong there.
Technically, she wasn't kissing Kylo, though, right?
She was kissing back.
Yeah, just kissing back.
Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't matter. There was no wooing before any of this happened.
I feel like there was sexual tension throughout the trilogy.
I mean, the only part is where it's like, "Can you put on a shirt, please?" When they're doing the whole Force Ghost talking to each other.
But I mean, I always felt like there was this.
Chat.
Skype chat. The Force Skype chat.
I always felt like there was kind of like to me. There's a feeling throughout the trilogy where it's like they never seem like they truly ever want to fight each other, and maybe that's all they're going off of. I mean, right?
No, they don't want to fight each other.
No,
but
I
at
know.
the same time, like
and
he's fucking evil. He killed his dad, and like there's just no context for that kiss to happen.
He becomes someone who's obsessed with power, like it says at the beginning of the film, where he wants to hunt down Palpatine so he can have total. He can be the only, like the most powerful in the universe.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it just felt wrong. Like a hug would have been fine, or like.
My only thing too, I guess
something even like a dialogue would have been fine.
My thing just with the way he just did it, he just went kind of like he lost the will to live.
That's a prequel reference.
I think it was but I think that was they were trying to survey that, trying to put forth the thing about like maybe he was after he got thrown by the Emperor that he was probably dying from his injuries. And that he was giving all he had left to revive Rey, but again, that's just looking. It's one of those things where you just keep looking into different theories.
I mean, that's really the only thing I didn't like about the movie.
Do you guys take it like? Do you feel like it was supposed to be like a romantic kiss, or more of like I'm so happy that it's you and not Kylo? And if that was more the angle they're going for, then it should have been a hug. Mm-hmm. If it was, But I mean, do you feel like it was like a romantic thing?
I think that's how they aimed it for it to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because like they probably read all the fucking
they were trying to get
that the internet has done with them.
They were trying to get and they're trying to get that more emotion out of people because it's like, oh, they're in love now and he died, but like she found her love and then he died. Things something like that.
I think it would have been more proper, like a hug or like some kind of saying like now you're finally one with the Force or some shit like that. I don't know.
Or what Broken Wolf says. Ray sucked the Force out of him with that kiss.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's probably what happened. Because I think that is what happened. Because honestly, she didn't really seem all that broken up about it when he died. I didn't like. She just hopped on her fucking plane and left. She's like, well.
Well, that's the thing too. Broken Top brought up that when Leia died, Chewie just started like breaking down crying because you didn't see it. Because even when like he did that also in Ben, but they never J.J. Abrams talked about one of his biggest mistakes was not having him, Chewie and Leia interact after Han died.
Yeah.
So having that, people he's known pretty much throughout these movies his whole life, through most of his life, are both gone.
Right.
I mean, the original Luke, Leia, and he's kind of like how C-3PO and R2-D2 are now. Like C-3PO and R2-D2 have previously been there the entire saga.
They've been in every film.
Yeah, except for Solo. Right? Yeah. They're winning Solo.
Yeah,
so they broke the streak. Thanks, Ron Howard. No, but yeah, Chewie has been there since pretty much episode 3 to 9.
Yeah.
And so he's pretty much, and Han's his best friend, and Leia pretty much became one of his dear close friends.
That moment where they come back and then Chewie gets the news and the way he just breaks down.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, talk to me." He's running,
pushing people away. Fuck, that broke my heart so much. For obvious reasons.
But then, when he gets the medal at the end from Maz.
Yeah.
This is for you. And everyone's
yeah. A nice.
Okay, so I don't know so there's a question. I don't know what that medal means, what it represents, why that was
because important. in episode 4 at the end, Han and Luke get medals, but Chewie doesn't.
Yeah.
But he's there with them on the pedestal.
That sounds familiar.
The ceremony at the end of
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're on the steps and everything, and they turn around, and only Han and Luke have medals.
Okay.
So that's the whole thing. It's been a whole thing to have people he's been talking about that for years. Why doesn't Chewie get a medal? And so he finally got one.
I thought that too. What? Yeah. Shit, I was talking about. Oh yeah, the ending at the. Yeah, the no kiss. No.
Okay.
No kiss.
So we covered that.
No kiss.
What else didn't sit right?
I think that's
pretty
that
much
little part right there just didn't set well. Everything else, kind of. The fin of I was attacked, and then never got to see it. But I guess the whole thing is he's force sensitive. He didn't want to tell her, but everyone.
That's like unanswered questions.
Yeah, but they also kind of leaning it towards like.
I think that's the part where it comes into editing, where
everyone wanted to be like he's in love with Rey. He didn't want to say he's in love with Rey because.
But you see in the movie that he's force sensitive.
Yeah, at the end because you hear him like, he does the they all do that.
But you think that's what he was gonna say?
Yeah. Because there are people that are force sensitive but don't have the power.
Mm-hmm. Like Moss. Yeah, Moss.
Yeah, she's force sensitive. So they're like they can sense stuff. Like that sixth sense, but they don't have the full like I can move shit with my hand or mind. Also, Wolf said a missed opportunity to have Luke, Leia, Ben, and Anakin at the.
I really wish we could have gotten that one last shot of all three originals together.
See, I feel like we're getting into territory of what would you have changed or would have liked to have seen now. But I mean, that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, we're in it.
All right. So things like we could have been a little different. Was what Wolf brought up, like the Force Ghost at the end with all of them, like as a family. Like that would have been really cool to see. But I don't know if that also stepped into the territory of whether or not they could use Carrie Fisher's likeness for. Well, she was there. Yeah,
it was just looking Leia, but wasn't Anakin and Ben.
What's a Force Ghost?
Huh?
What's a Force Ghost?
Them.
Basically, when you saw Luke,
all blue, like Obi-Wan.
Lightsaber, that he's a Force
Gotcha.
Yeah. But that's a good point that Wolf brought up. I would have loved to see that. That would have been nice.
Yeah, and also like physically though, seeing those three together one more time, but I guess
that would have been so much better. Fuck yeah.
Mike in the chat, who's normally on the show, obviously is asking in the chat, did Poe and Finn finally fuck? Which I wasn't. He then followed up with he read that Oscar Isaac was lobbying for that relationship. Is that true?
I have no idea.
I don't know if that's true.
But
I mean,
I just wondered if you guys. It was weird because it kind of implied when that happened in Force Awakens because he kind of did like hey no, keep the jacket, it looks good on you. Yeah. Like the way he said it, then it became like, ooh, are they like that could be like one of the first like gay relationships in Star Wars, which we kind of got that they had that in the background at the end.
That was yes, right.
The two girls, because the two women, because it actually shows. I don't remember before they go off to the last battle. It shows those two actually hugging really tight, like they're not going to come back. And so at the end, it shows them kissing when they're celebrating, which is kind of cool. So it shows there is also like gay straight couples out there in Star Wars. And I think they've also had I think pretty much Lando's pansexual.
Yeah, they've kind of said that even with the Solo movie.
Even Billy D. Williams, like, yeah.
Did you guys ever think, I mean, this is obvious stuff, but I mean, we were talking about Kylo or I guess Ben and Rey, but I mean, did you guys ever put Finn and Rey together? Did you think that's what was going to happen?
I thought
during Force Awakens,
maybe, yeah.
But then it's like they had hardly any interaction. No interaction. Yeah. Then Rian Johnson happened. Let's just be honest.
We are in spoilers, Mike, by the way, in the chat, which I want to bring up. The title, The Rise of Skywalker. This is more like my rewrite, which I think would have been cool to see if they decided to go another direction, and that is if Rey actually turned to the dark side.
Oh, and Dark Rey.
and then Kylo Ren does turn to the light side and rise of this Skywalker. Well, I know the Solo, but he has Skywalker blood.
I think that actually was like a thing people thought was going to happen from Force Awakens was that Ben would have that redemption and
that's what I wanted to see.
Rey would turn to the dark side. And we saw we would have the actual Dark Rey. Which looked
that's
cool
why when they showed the Dark Rey in the trailers, I'm like, fuck, did they really just show that?
Like, I thought, and that whole time I thought it was going to be a vision. Yeah. But I love her lightsaber though. How it like snaps.
That was a fucking cool lightsaber, yeah.
Yeah. But, and her teeth all fangs and stuff.
Yeah. I thought I would have loved to see that because it's called The Rise of Skywalker. And then instead you have
Rey just taking the mantle.
Taking the name, because you don't have a last name.
Which I wonder if there actually would have.
Which I know it sounds like I'm talking shit on it,
No, I'm laughing at the chat.
I love the movie and everything, but I just think that would have made a lot more sense, and it would be the rise of actually the Rise of Skywalker, because she's not a Skywalker, she's a Palpatine.
Yeah, she takes the name, and then I'm just wondering also like if there's going to be novels or what, but of Rey continuing with Rey.
There's probably gonna be novels, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I don't know if there's gonna be like another movies.
Expanded universe.
Yeah, because you can't really. I don't know if you can have.
Why? Okay.
If you can have, because it says that this is the end of Skywalker Legacy, or do they mean the original Skywalker Legacy?
Because I was gonna say, like, why couldn't they just do movies with now Rey and Finn and all the new characters they introduced? I mean, why couldn't that still happen?
It could.
Where are you really gonna go from there? I mean, I guess.
But that's again, yeah, because like now. Like they've basically destroyed the Sith world of the Sith planet,
and then there's going to be no other problems ever in the universe.
I mean, if you've seen the novels, there are.
I'm just saying, like something could happen.
I almost wonder if they were going to have Admiral Thrawn, that kind of stuff. But I probably didn't want to go through the rights and all that. I mean, but they own it. Or maybe he doesn't.
I just think because of everything with this trilogy now, like it'd be a nice refresh just to see new characters or old existing characters that we haven't seen on the big screen come to the big screen.
I'm just saying, like, the characters that they introduced that are new have only been in 3 movies. You know, like, it would be a shame if, like, all of a sudden that they're just done. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it could have been like a passing of the torch sort of deal.
I mean, yeah.
That's what they originally...
It could still be. I mean, that's what it was originally going to be, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they tried to make this here, was passing of the torch to Rey. I wish it could have been Rey and Ben. Which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I guess we got. But
Ben could always come back. You never know.
Yeah.
Ovaltine
yeah. Cloning. You know. But no, having Rey. But and then I like where it went. And they wouldn't want to kill off Rey because, especially right now, she's popular with a lot of people, a lot of younger fans.
Which makes also sense why they wouldn't turn her to the dark side.
Yeah.
Which still, I think they missed a really good opportunity. But
or even have it temporary.
I know it's not like I'm talking trash, but I love the fucking movie.
Even have it like temporary, the thing, and then she turns at the end.
Yeah, she can find her own redemption as well, too.
Yeah. Let's do this again, JJ. Come on.
I mean, fuck, we could write the movie for you.
So, I mean, I know I've kind of talked about this a little bit. Go ahead.
Real quick, more of what I want to see is, like I said, side characters like Carrie Russell's character. I don't know why I keep saying it slowly like that, because I don't want to get
Felicity, there you go.
Felicity's character. I want to see more of her and Babu Frick.
Babu Frick, yes.
I want to say
Frick. Babu Freak and Babu Frink. Babu Freak. Frick. Damn it, you're messing me up.
Go frick yourself.
But yeah, I don't know. There's just so much they can do. But well, I mean, we'll see what happens in the future. I mean,
Disney Plus is still around. So
Disney Plus is around, yeah.
So there's a lot of possibilities with that.
I mean, like I've said this over and over and over again already. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be sitting here, however many years from now, talking about another mainline Star Wars movie. I really do, and then, like I don't know where they go with it. I mean, you guys probably both have reasons. Like, I feel like the saga could still, like, the Skywalker saga is over, but to me that doesn't mean they couldn't call it Star Wars Episode 10, but it's a new chapter of something. You know, like, how else do they signify in the future that we're about to see a brand new mainline Star Wars, which I personally think is going to happen at some point one way or the other. I mean, I don't think we're just going to live in a world of side stories and backstories for the rest of time.
It's going to be a main story, but it's just not going to be Skywalker related.
That's fine. Yeah. But they could still call it Episode 10, couldn't they? Because it's Episode 10 of Star Wars.
But I think they're going to have, like, Star Wars universe, but not like that one. I mean, it's not like, I mean, I don't know if they'll.
They said they're throwing away. Didn't they say they're throwing away with the trilogy thing? That's what I last heard. They're going away with the trilogy.
I have no idea. I mean, trilogy or not a trilogy.
I mean, right now Mandalorian's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Right.
So they could do chapters.
That's a series. You know?
But I mean, to me, that's not a main. That's not like, oh, this is the new shit. You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like? So if they don't call it an Episode 10, what does that look like to you guys? Like, what signifies that? Hey, this is new Star Wars. Do they call it Star Wars Episode 1? Do they call it Star Wars and it's just random subtitle?
Yeah, kind of like Star Wars something, like Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah.
But then also, you know, they'll signify that it's after the First Order.
See, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, again, this is purely speculation, but just in my opinion, I feel like at some point we're going to have another mainline story of some point. So something has to differentiate what's mainline and what's off over here to the side. So I feel like they can't just go with Star Wars Rogue whatever, and then here's a side story. Like, something has to be able to differentiate, like, this is the mainline shit and this is the side thing. So, like, I'm trying to figure out how do they do that unless they call it episode 10.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say, like, the Star Wars story, Solo, the Star Wars story, like, those are the side
right
ones.
and we know that because it's not episode 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. We know that's the side stuff.
I mean, they could call it chapter 10 and just have it, like, titled,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I think would happen.
a new something. I don't know.
Right.
You can't have New Hope. The other Hope. I don't know. Bob Hope. I don't know.
Like,
Oh, Rogue One. Yeah, see, Rogue
Yeah.
One, Star Wars story. Solo, Star Wars story.
Right. That makes sense. But I mean, when the new shit hits, there's got to be something that they refer to it as, so that we don't. You know what I mean?
maybe just want to have a chapter, it'll just be called Star Wars
Jedi Academy. I don't know.
Jedi Academy or Battlefront 2.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A New Order.
I mean, I think there'll be a decent break, but that's all. I feel like there'll be another main.
Well, we know we're getting a Kenobi series.
Hell yeah.
Just totally excited
I know
about
that.
that.
What are the Game of Thrones people working on?
They're not anymore.
They're not anymore.
They're not anymore either?
Nope. No.
And you're
Because-
100% that Ryan Johnson is done with his separate trilogy?
Yeah, because I think the Game of Thrones people were the ones taking over for Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's once they left, they're like, all right, we're not going to do trilogies.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I think they learned their lesson. Like, okay, let's make something. If it gets traction, then we make more.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Then we
is
can go from there.
the smart way to go.
Not have them all written down and hope for the best. Like most. That seems. Well, I mean, that's happened when the Marvel movies came out. Everyone tried to mix their universes or try to have something to tease for another thing, and it's just like, well, we're not getting it because it didn't make the money we thought. Yeah, exactly.
Well said. They can still call it episode 10, and doesn't mean
doesn't
it
have
has-
to be Skywalker.
it has to be
Exactly.
Skywalker.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And there's going to be Avengers movies, and they won't be a part of the Infinity Saga, which is true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to have Captain America.
It's like all those movies are now, the Infinity Saga is like, in comic book terms, its own trade.
Oh yeah.
And the next thing we're going to get is going to be a new trade.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So is Ryan Johnson out?
I don't know. I'm still trying to look into it. I don't know if I'll get it on here, but I want to see. But anyways, okay.
So with that being said,
have we covered everything that
Yes.
you guys
We
would have
covered
changed
everything.
or would have liked to have seen?
yeah.
All right. So overall, you guys enjoyed it. You're happy. Like,
Yeah.
if you died tomorrow and never saw another Star Wars again, you guys were happy with how it went.
Yeah. Very
I
happy.
can't. So here's what I want to say. I can't help but feel, as a newbie to this whole thing, where The Force Awakens was the first thing that I ever dying, where The Force Awakens was the first thing I'd seen ever at any point.
We saw that before we showed you the movies?
No, you showed me the movies in preparation, so I guess I shouldn't say that. But I mean, really, like, it was like, I think I saw that like a couple weeks before Force Awakens came out, because I just never watched the movies. I personally feel like I feel a little let down by the new trilogy, because as somebody that didn't have
You just started.
well, as somebody that didn't have as much going into this, for me, the most hype moment, to sound like a douche for a second, the most hype moment of the whole fucking thing for me,
Most
that got
lit part?
that kind of got me like really excited, was the end of Force Awakens and seeing Luke. And even though that didn't mean as much to me, there's something cool. It's like, holy shit, like there he is. And that's where they end it. And it was like, fuck, I can't wait. I as someone that was kind of new to the whole thing, was excited to see
Oh, I was too.
what they were going to do, of course. But then, like you said, they
Ryan
made
Johnson.
like Ryan Johnson, and he was like a grumpy asshole, like the whole thing. Like, I was really excited for what was to come, and I think it just fell a little flat for me. Doesn't mean I didn't like this trilogy of movies, but I think after Force Awakens, I had a lot more hope for what it could have been.
Is that hope new?
It's not new. It's not new. It's developing hope.
No, yeah, but then just it felt like Last Jedi kind of just really threw the brakes on a lot of things.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean I didn't like The Last Jedi, because I actually did. I was actually someone that I felt like I defended that movie because.
Well, remember when we saw it? I was like, I kind of walked out being like, well,
I do remember.
Rogue
One,
I think I like Rogue One more.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember talking about it,
anyway.
and I was like, man, really? So this isn't me shitting over
like
episode 8.
I'll probably talk about this more we go over the list of our rankings.
True.
But everything hasn't. I mean, it had its moments, but it wasn't enough to subside what happened in that to subside it.
Yeah,
or balance it out.